You weren't at the game yesterday, were you, Mark?
No,
No.
I couldn't get there. I can't drive, so I asked Craig to take me, and he takes Brefo and all that, so he didn't have room for me, so he just left me there.
Room for his own dad.
I know.
His own. Oh.
I mean, if this goes out, I don't want anyone to say anything to him and make him feel bad or anything like that. The times I took him around the country to play football and all that, and and then when I need him, he's not there for me.
I mean, unbelievable stuff.
No, you'll experience it with your children when they get older. All 47 of them.
He needs a bus.
Oh,
yeah, that's it.
Saying that, my eldest lad, I took him to the game yesterday.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, yeah. He studies at Canterbury, and he's they're off, aren't they? So he come over. He got well into the game. He thought we got robbed. So
he did.
Yeah.
Right.
From the angle I was sitting, that definitely looked like that had gone over the line as well as the handball.
Yeah, I mean,
the commentary was saying that it had gone over there's a goal, it's gone over the, no, it hasn't, yes, it has, no, it hasn't. And if Adam could see us on the other end going,
yeah.
You got to hear his commentary for that goal, or the non-goal as it was.
And then even the music started playing that they played for a goal.
Yes, well, he said, I'm so sure it was because the music started playing. He said, but no, it's not. They've carried on.
No, I'm not sure it went over, but there was the hand of God was there.
Definitely.
Who? The Lana Lighthall. Do you know what's funny? It's like, well, Keith's going to be listening. He's one of my all-time greatest fans. Some of the things that Keith looks at on Twitter, let's just say, are slightly racy occasionally, yeah. And so I get like these tweets come over, and these people friending me, on Twitter. Oh, they're worth a second look, but
it happens on Instagram as well. Yeah, you got your mates looking at things. Next thing you got these people trying to follow you, and you think, "Who are you? I don't know you." I wish I did.
Yeah. Get to know you.
Yeah.
This one's called Lilana Lighthall. Lord, blimey, she's a keeper, right? You'll know a lot about this gentleman with Neil Cudgley going from Folkestone.
Oh yeah, it's a bit of a shock. Well, yeah, it is a shock only because he's been there so long. But I think there's a lot more going on behind the scenes at Folkestone than we're hearing about, and I think that's probably one of them.
Yeah. Because didn't the owner go a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, he walked out a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? So, and Neil's been there a long time, and it's just something not quite right down there. But yet to find out, I may never find out.
I mean, I've heard some whispers. Oh, hello. I've heard some whispers from Folkestone fans that the chairman had said that to Neil that you need to go. And when he didn't go, he went.
Oh, right. Yeah, I can imagine that was probably said.
Sorry, Matt. We're just having a quick conversation about Neil Cudgley going from Folkestone. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a bit of, 26 years. I mean, that's amazing.
That's Fergie levels, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, they weren't all right. They hadn't started so well this season, but, it wasn't unturnaroundable, was it? So early in the season.
Some big budgets there, aren't there? And, a lot of paying big wages, and they're not doing it, are they? So someone had to go for that, didn't they? Or, someone's got to pay for that.
Oh, there he is. Hello, John.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, John.
I can take your time, wouldn't you?
Well, he's trying to exclude me. He's making out he sent emails and everything, and he hasn't. It's
Gents. Tell
We
them.
got it.
We saw it on there.
Saw your name on there, mate.
Yeah, it came up once, like 10 minutes after he'd sent 2 of them. You know, there's a conspiracy going on here.
Fake news is whatever.
He's tried to stitch me up as well, Wills. Don't worry, mate.
Yeah,
Unbelievable stuff.
yeah,
I'm a man of integrity. You're supposed to say something there, right? Anyway,
what is hanging on your walls behind you there, John? Wills?
Pardon?
What have you got hanging on your walls
hang
behind
on,
you?
sex aids, isn't it?
What the bloody sex instruments, aren't they?
Hang on, sex instruments, eh?
And where did you get them?
All I say is you must lead funny lives if they're sex instruments. Long swords.
Oh yeah, well we can see now.
You got bloody swords on your wall for?
Well, I you know, people after
Try
me.
and get in. Oh dear. Well, yeah, Mental Health Act will be around in a little while, John. Right, anyway, gentlemen. Anyway, it gives me great pleasure to do episode 81 of the Fan Roundtable with the beautiful Matt, John, Malk, and the somewhat beautiful Johnny Wills. Hello, gentlemen. Thanks for coming on. So, chaps, we lost yesterday. Unfortunately, Potter's Bar. I think that was a robbery. We were not helped by ref, Lino. The fact that we missed lots of chances, you know, hit the bar, hit the crossbar as well, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sammy Adams shot, yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, let's talk about that. Who wants to kick off on the Potter's Bar game?
You say we lost, and on paper we did, but I thought that was one of the best actual performances that I've seen us play over 90 minutes in a long time. I thought we were really, really good. Losing was unjust, wasn't it, to be fair? Potter's Bar must have been laughing, getting on the bus afterwards, thinking, how the hell have we done that?
Yeah.
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 No, it was.
I've seen us play worse and win before. A lot worse than win, you know. So I suppose it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? But we were robbed.
It was such a positive, high pressing game we played in the first half, and I've never seen us so much in their box. You know, there was TC. There was just I know it just seemed like that way to me, and you know, sometimes the chances go in, don't they? Sometimes not. And that curling shot from Sammy Adams, we were right behind the goal, and you think just curl a bit more. And but so we went in at half time, really thinking we should have sneaked 1, if not 2, shouldn't we? With that domination, and that's dominating a team that if they win, they go first. Which is incredible. You know, it just shows we got no one to fear, doesn't it? In this league, we've not been played off the park by anyone. I know we lost 3-0 to Hornchurch, but that was with a man down early on, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sammy Adams run his arse off the game before, and like you talk about high press, John, he was causing all sorts of mischief up front, and I mean, I felt that as a team. Like Nori wasn't fit, and we didn't really use him, so we were playing with 10 versus 11. I felt, and it was fantastic. The link-up play with TC. I mean, Jake Elliott was very impressive. Again, Breffo had a good game. Obviously, Junior Stone. You know, the Hasler was pinging the balls around.
Those passes just nuts, aren't they?
And I mean, Kane Penn's runs on that left side, it's just fantastic. I mean, it was and then they get a free kick, a suspicious free kick against TC. They hits the wall and goes the opposite direction and goes in for them, and you just think, how cruel can football be at times?
You did have a feeling it had going to be one of those games when that happened, though. Yeah, you know, from that moment. It's almost turned the game a bit, actually, because they were starting to come back into it a little bit when they had that free kick. And and we took a while to get going again in the second half, didn't we? I thought we did.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same pace as it was in the first half. It's something just changed a bit, but wasn't lack of effort.
But I just think that's like with Sammy. Sammy's, well, how old's Sammy now? Is he 35? Yeah. You can't run like that the whole game. So obviously that slowed down. I mean, he's still.
I think they tell him to go as mad as you can for 60 minutes. You know that's all you're going to get, and he just does it. He probably could do it for 90 if they said, but
what an engine on him.
Yeah,
what was it like for no out and out strikers? I mean, for somebody that wasn't there, and when you looked at the team sheet, and then obviously Popey wasn't playing, and we just had nobody.
False nine, mate.
Nobody that can score
it.
goals, really. Should we say? But
I thought I was watching TC because he was playing up front as well, wasn't he? And his movement, was just incredible. You know, he's making such good runs, and he was unlucky a few times not to get clear through, but yeah, it was good. Just for those, there's be people might be people listening to this who don't know that why Pope wasn't playing. He was sick, wasn't he? Yeah, flu apparently. So just to clarify that for those who'd like to know from other sources.
Oh, don't. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I mean, with the way it was set up, I'll be honest, I was a bit, Christ, this is, how's this going to go? But honestly, again, I'm bringing Sammy Adams up. Sammy Adams called them all sorts of problems, particularly if we were playing the more direct ball. He was into their defenders, and second ball, we were winning those second balls. Yeah. TC was getting the flicks, and TC's obviously a cultured player. Just getting that opportunity to run at people, and that's what we want. But Jake Elliott was helping out greatly. It was
a fantastic battle between Kane Penn and their right back. They look very similar in size, and just I was on that side in the first half watching them, and they're like going head to head with each other for virtually 45 minutes. Brilliant! Just that.
He's coming on so much. He's coming on
amazing.
So much. So, yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Craig said they was unreal. When I spoke to him this morning, Craig said they were actually unreal first half. The best that he's known them play. So that's come from the players as well. They feel that it was unreal, and he said that they absolutely battered them. Yeah. There were two of the dodgiest, silliest goals went against them, and there was he said it was a definite handball in added time. So yeah, that was his rundown on the game, if you like, but he felt that the first half was the best that they'd played, certainly this season.
Well, we walked off I don't know who I was walking back at first half with at the end of the first half, and yeah, we were losing 1-0, but we were like, what half of football? We can't lose this game. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no,
and well, we did, but hopefully that's our luck. That all the bad luck and all the dodgy refereeing decisions and lino stuff. Hopefully that has been encapsulated in one game. Yeah, and we won't have any of that for the rest of the season.
And even losing, even at the final whistle, I think I went out of the ground in a bit of a huff, but it's more with the ref than if you want the team, that's for sure. They couldn't have done much more, really. I mean, yeah, we had a few chances that probably should have put away. It was a little bit. I was watching them shooting at the beginning, warm up at the beginning of the game. They had about 10 minutes where they were just banging them in against Louis, and one after the other was all going in. And I thought, great, this is looking good. Didn't quite materialise, but it's going to happen. It is. And I think if Ben had been playing yesterday as well, it would have made a big difference, definitely.
Yeah, that's the importance of having a squad, isn't it?
What do you think of the new guys then? I think one's a signing, one's a loan, isn't it?
Yeah. Chinedu McKenzie and De Niro Pinto.
Look, McKenzie, he looked useful, and the other one was
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, what I thought was quite impressive. They must have had very little time to familiarise themselves with the squad and also playing the system, but it must be quite a system, really. They come in first game debuts, and and they did what they had to, really. It must take a while for someone to settle in, but the team kept its shape, and I thought the longer the game went on, there was only one team that was going to score, and it was us. And the disappointment when you look back, there was, I can't remember any other clear-cut chances they had.
No, they didn't have any.
The two that they scored, really, and one was a fluke. The other goal looked pretty decent, didn't it? But
Laps, wasn't it?
As Spurs fans, we call that the classic West Ham smash and grab, you know.
Yeah, I mean, this Pinto, he looks like he can cross the ball, and you know, he's got a bit of pace on him.
A few times as well, didn't he? Had a nice little bit of skill to sort of beat his man, and the goal came from him giving it to Mackenzie and squaring it across.
Kane Penn got the goal, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Another. I mean, how many is that? That's 3 in a row now.
In a row, yeah.
Fucking hell. That boy's a good one. Get him in a contract.
Tweet that when you send that up, you know, to the mates, they'll score a Kane Penn. People thinking it's from Spurs, you know. It's another Kane Penn.
Malk, is he on your books yet?
Oh, Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been on a while, mate.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's it. So you're not daft, mate.
Yeah,
they look like good new players. There's Pinto, especially out in the wing. I thought he looked quite fast. But where you're saying, John was saying about they've got to have time to adjust. It's the same with the players, isn't it? They've got to know how these players like to run, and you know what spaces they run into. It's not going to happen straight away. It doesn't always happen that quickly. But it's nice to have a couple of players. I don't know how, because Pinto's on a loan, isn't he? So I don't know how long that'll be for. Is it a month, perhaps 2 months?
Yeah, I think he's from Eastbourne Borough. Yeah, I think he's still on their books. We'll see how it goes, isn't it? I mean, it's you know, we haven't got loads of money, have we? So we don't want to rush into getting people on permanent deals and that. But hopefully,
and you don't want to be losing players because they're getting a bit, you know, fed up. Because they, you know, if they're sitting on the bench for two, I mean, look at Finn. You know, he's sitting there, but he's contracted, so I suppose he's going to be around for a little bit longer, isn't he?
This 2022 talk, your patience. People have patience. You bide your time, you're going to get there. You know, it's a long season.
Exactly.
I think Finn would understand that. Obviously, it was unlucky that he got his suspension because he didn't. You know, it was a ball straight at him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And since Alex has come in, they conceded 2 goals in 8 games before last night, didn't they?
Yeah.
And to drop any of that back line, who would be in watertight.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it, would you?
Like dropping a striker that's banging in a hat-trick, isn't it? I think Finn would be savvy to that. And I think he'll play, hopefully, at the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, surprised if he plays and the new players start the game. Just, you know, mix it up. It's a cup, it's a trophy match. It'd be nice to progress, but you've got to try these players out on games like that. You've not got a lot of those sort of games coming up, have you?
I'd like to see James Hull get a game, to be honest.
Yeah, he looked quite sharp. He came on, didn't he? He looked quite sharp when he was on.
Yeah.
But, and then getting back to Norrie again, I thought, although he's carrying an injury, his movement was quite good again. And
I don't know about that. I won't. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. I thought he was all right. No, I was on the other side of the pitch, though. The other side, but
no, it didn't look like he wanted the ball. It did look like he was carrying a knock or something. It did look. Sorry, Norrie's mum. Sorry if you hear this. Get off that motorbike. Get off that motorbike. Don't come for me. All right.
I think he just needs a injection of self-belief at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes, you know, if he scores a goal, you know, that could be something that would lift his confidence, really. But it's a tough league, though, to go up a whole step. And I mean, it's definitely more physical, which I thought overall we were fantastic at last night. You know, they didn't bully us at all. It was, you know, we were holding our own. But I think, like people have said, Kane Penn's heading towards being a bit of a hero, isn't he?
Oh, God.
yeah. Jeez, hang on.
Also, I've been thinking that for ages, but
Right. Anyway,
I think another unsung hero. You don't sort of, when he's playing, he's very quiet, but he does such a lot of work. It's Ryan Worrell. He was working his socks off last night, and there wasn't much getting past him. And you need players like that, don't you, in this league? Don't stop running, just keep going. And
I think he understood the change of shape that they had so well, because there was times that he was almost buzzing around in that number 4 position, wasn't he? Like the old Makaleli spot or whatever, like the bottom of the diamond. And when the defenders split out, he dropped between them. When they changed to back 4, he was pushing forward. He was getting good, movement on the ball. And to understand how all of his players are moving when they've not got the ball and still be in the right position all the time to use it, he was really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
it's a great defensive unit we've got right now. Jay Kelly, the rest of them
are all solid, aren't they? And they cover for each other. If one happens to be out of position, 9 times out of 10, somebody's dropped back. So
it's a good spot for you guys, Ryan Ward, because I think he's looking like he's coming back into the form that he was in a few seasons ago.
Yeah. He had that bad injury, didn't he? And
that's great to see.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so let's look forward to Burgess Hill. Yeah.
They're struggling, aren't they? I think
lower mid-table.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I mean, it doesn't mean anything because there's trophies and you never know, do you?
Well, it depends what side we put out on it. So
yeah,
I think they're run actually. I don't think they were struggling near the foot of the table, but their last 6 games, I believe they've had like 3 wins, 3 draws, or something like that.
Yeah, they're 4th in their form guide. So last 6, they're not doing too bad.
But they're coming to a Fortress Pilot Field, so
yeah.
Well, 303. We got a terrific away record, but I think it's going to be an interesting game. They're the underdogs, and it's kind of a huge match for them, isn't it? And the FA Trophy is such a valuable thing to do well in, isn't it? I don't mean financially. I just mean if you can have a good run. We're coming up against the top teams now.
Well, I mean, how much do we get for winning this round? Does anyone know?
No. So I thought I saw somebody say $1,000 for each one round, but I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay.
It's 60,000 if we win it. 40,000 we're runners up.
It is one of those trophies we've never really done anything special.
Well, wasn't that game when Rodari got 7 or 9?
Oh yeah.
Was it in the trophy?
No.
Or was it in the Vase?
I think that was the Sussex Senior Cup, wasn't it? I think. Can't remember actually.
Yeah.
Draw for that comes out Saturday night.
No, was it? Yeah.
Sussex Senior Cup. So
we're not in that as well, are we?
Yeah.
That's the only
time I was promised that I'll ever go to the Brighton Stadium to we get to the final.
Obviously, a game we should win. Yeah, we're a superior side. I mean, what do you chaps think? I mean, personally, I think we should be playing some of the squad players. Giving James Hull a game. Obviously, give some more minutes for these new players. Maybe give Finn a game. I mean, what do we all think on this?
I think so.
Definitely.
I think for the Velocity Cup, then that's definitely going to be the case, isn't it?
We've got like 2 games a week for the next 4 or 5 weeks, haven't we? So, just making sure that there's less chance of some of our key players not getting injured is probably important as well, isn't it?
We're not, because we haven't got a massive squad. So,
who we got next week? It's Billericay, isn't it? Midweek.
Yeah.
What do we reckon, Malk? Come on, you were keeping quiet here. What do we think?
I think you've got to play some of the fringe players, if you like, but it's difficult because you want them fringe players to be able to come in into a game with all the other players. If it was a league game, or if you want them to come into a league game, you want them to slot in nicely. What you don't want them to do is to play this week with 8 changes, if you like, and they're not getting that atmosphere of slotting in. So I think half and half. Perhaps Finney and James and like one or two, but not
But
too
not too
many.
many. Not too many.
No.
Just keep and win this game if you like. I mean, the trophy is nice to win or nice to have a run, and if you get the Ebbs Fleet or the Maidstone and them type of teams, they're nice to go and pick your wits against. But I don't think unless you're sort of right up there and you've got a chance of winning it, where I think the league is more important. So yeah, just put one or two.
Just looking at Billericay actually talking. I don't know if he's planning to go on to that one next, Chris, but they're doing all right again. They're third in the form guide. There seems to be whoever we play are above us in the form guide. Just bloody sod's law, isn't it?
Yeah, Billericay's the Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for anybody who's been to Billericay, you'd be glad it's now and not January and February. It's slightly tad warmer than Canvey Island, but
it's a tricky visit to Billericay. Okay, right. So I've got a couple of things I wanted to talk about here. I've just got to mention that the fan forum is coming up. It's going to be in November. That's the Supporters Club fan forum date to be arranged. There's quite a few things I'm sure people want to talk about, in terms of, say, away travel and the cost of it, the club website, how they put out information and how much communication the club has with the fans. And obviously there's, I know one of John Wills's things, which is the club badge. I know you like to talk about that occasionally, don't you, John?
No, what do you mean? What's this badge?
Okay, no. But, again, something could be raised at the fan forum about the badge, couldn't it, John?
Well, I think so. I mean, it was interesting. Chris gets upset if I say this, but the people who made comments and voted on that Facebook Hastings United fan thing, I mean, you're talking about 82% that are saying they want the old badge back, and I think that's
goes nowhere though. That's my point. It goes nowhere. It's just saying on Facebook.
Sorry, did someone interrupt me? Sorry, but at least makes it a point of discussion, doesn't it? If you owned a football club, you'd want to hear what the fans say and look at that. But yes, I mean, some people like Disney. I know that, but it's not. To me, that old badge, it said a lot about the team, didn't it? It was about local history and that the Sussex connections, and it's not. I think a lot of people just like it. I mean, I don't know what people.
Okay, just quickly, yeah. Obviously, we've talked about this before, yeah. But what my point being is, if you want to do this? That's why I'm putting it out on this, because I want other people to hear about it. That if you want to do that, start a petition, John. Get names down, numbers, and then you can talk to the club about that. Because getting something on Facebook where 30 people comment on it means absolutely nothing.
There wasn't 30. Chris.
How many was it then?
I think it was 118.
Okay, how many people come to a game?
How many? I mean, it's all right walking about with a bit of paper, but who looks...
It's engaging with people, John. It's engaging and getting, because you know what? Some people might not agree with you.
People as well. I mean, people. It's obviously
it might not be. It might not be 100% people like the badge or don't like the badge and things like that. That's just my point.
Yeah, and what I've asked you is if I don't know how I'd go about doing it, but I think it. I don't know whether anyone else feels it is worth more comments, more discussion, or whether we're just happy with that. I do think
I'm with you, John.
Longer term fact that had the claret and blue strip, had the that badge, and it's maybe it's something closer to Hearts, but there was a lot of changes that the fans weren't consulted about, but that's at least we've still got the pilot field at the moment.
Yeah, but even that's not called a pilot field, is it?
Isn't it? What's it called?
It's got a different name now, isn't it? Something continental, something or other.
Continental field now, isn't it?
pilot field, I think.
Yeah, it's always a pilot.
These grumbles. So anyway, look, all these grumbles.
Yeah, that's it.
What I want you to bring, I want all of you, anyone listening or watching, come to a fan forum, bring all this stuff in, all these things, and let's see if we make some progress. And, you know, so we can put a few of these things to bed. Like there's been lots of moans that we get on the old forum about communication from the club. Maybe I'll see if I get Billy to come along and we can discuss that in a sensible fashion. That's what.
On the side, I much prefer like the badge to be embroidered. I think it's just, you know, have like the vinyl stick-on sticker. I don't really like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Design, but do you know what I mean? Like a badge should be embroidered, shouldn't it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've got about 18 of them, haven't you? 18 shirts in your family, Matt. Yeah.
Got a few, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. But yeah, I mean, I'm not bringing this up because well, I'm going to go at the club or anything. It is just that we're going to have the fan forum coming up. I want to start talking about it because, you know, it's get people together and we might not all agree, but we can talk about it sensibly, hopefully.
Yeah.
Like last time, eh, John? Last time it weren't that sensible. Anyway, chaps, anything else we want to talk about?
Did you say I wasn't sensible last time?
No, talk about it. Oh, fucking hell.
Yes,
Can't you remember they all had a go at me? Can't you remember? Yeah, right, go on. Yeah, go on. Sorry, Matt.
I said he's in a room full of swords, mate. Be careful.
Yeah.
This is true. He's the Highlander. He's the Highlander, isn't he? He looks a little bit like...
You know what? You've got to play in the tunes now, don't you, this week?
What one?
Tenpole Tudor, Swords of 1,000 Men. There we go.
Yes.
On a positive note, look
Yeah.
at the club shop. See, I do buy, you know, even though, apart from the Disney stuff, they had this in here. Can anyone see that?
Yeah, you ever see
That's
it?
cool, actually.
I thought it was brilliant because
Sweet.
It's
It
not
must-
Ashford colours, is it?
I found it in the bottom of a box somewhere.
It's Ashford colours. That's Ashford colours, isn't it?
No.
See what
I'll
that
mess that
badge is?
out.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's, a beauty. It's got our old badge there,
yeah.
our real name. And yeah, I just thought it was really nice.
That's
But
pretty cool.
it must
Did you pay
be
for it? Did you pay for it, John?
What are you saying now?
I'm saying you're dodgy, aren't you?
used my sword and they gave to me.
I know times are hard, but we've had to look at John in a silhouette all night, and then he turns that light on just as we're going. We
Yeah,
can
you-
actually see him now.
Well, you know, that light on for
This is Mrs. She won't let him turn the light on.
55 pence.
You ever get a candle, then you get the warmth as well.
All right, then, chaps, if we've got nothing else, I will bid you adieu. Right then, take care, Matt, John, the other
Adios,
John,
guys.
and of course, Big Malk. Take care. See you at the game.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
See you later, guys.
Cheers.
All that we stand on for.